We have another jam-packed week full of planetary transits, which is to be expected this month. The month of May has so much going on in terms of transformative vibes, in terms of shifting energies, and so this week is no different. We don't have any sign changes, but we do have that continuum of the grand fixed cross, which will allow us to work on areas of our lives where we stalled. Chiron is also making a bunch of alignments throughout this week, which could help us heal the areas of our love life and things to do with our financial situations. And the Sun will be making the most alignments this week, allowing us to work on issues with self-expression and also with our confidence levels. And the vibes on the graph are very much reflective of this week. We have ambitious energy, which will be the highest energy on the graph. It'll taper down as we get to the 25th. Some of this energy is coming in from the 21st, going all the way up to the 25th. So some of that energy was with us over the weekend. There's a low grade, but steady stream of solitude mixed in with good luck vibes, mental energy, emotional sensitivity, more emotional sensitivity, romantic vibes, more mental energy, and good luck energy, with a little bit of social energy kicked in at the end of the week. So some of these other energies will peak and valley. The emotional sensitivity will start on the 22nd going to the 23rd. Then it'll pick back up from the 25th all the way up to the 27th, with the other energies intersecting that. With a week like we have going on, these next 7 days may feel mixed baggy. There could be moments where we're feeling confident, and then there could be moments where we're feeling off. There could be moments where we're needing space to ourselves to be with our thoughts, so we can come up with plans for ourselves or solutions to problems that seemed unresolvable at the moment. So this is going to be a week where we're really going to be in our heads. This is going to be a week where we're really trying to get things done. And this is one of the main reasons that ambitious energy is so strong in the air, because of all the intensity that we have with these planetary alignments. So yeah, this will be a colorful week for sure. Let's look at the next bunch of days and see what we can expect. As a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. And if you'd like to support the work of this channel, you could do so by buying me a fresh cup of coffee. There's a link in the description box below. So a couple of days ago, Mars went into Leo, Jupiter went into Taurus a week ago, and while this is going on, they're all squaring Pluto, including the lunar nodes, and this is forming a grand fixed cross. I've been speaking about this week after week since May 7th. Once that started forming, it started off as a T-square around May 7th and has been gradually forming into this grand fixed cross. And now that all these planets are at their peak with their squares to one another, it's creating a lot of tension, and we may see some action as a result of this. I've looked at all of these alignments coming together like this as a whole, but breaking them down one by one could give us a bit more information as to how some of this could play out. Mars is making a square with Jupiter, and some of this can cause us to feel inundated because we're taking on too much. This could be a moment where we're burning ourselves out. This could be a moment where we're overpromising and under-delivering when it comes down to ourselves and other people. So we need to be mindful of not taking too much on our plate or wanting to do things so fast and get things done that it causes more havoc than need be. Also, we'll need to watch our levels of arrogance because this tends to bring out our overconfident side, and by overconfident, unjustified confidence. So we could be taking more risk than we need to, or coming off as pushy, coming off as pompous to other people. So it's something that we need to be mindful of. And on top of that, both Jupiter and Mars are squaring Pluto. So this can overpronounce situations where there might be power struggles with other people who are trying to dominate a situation. There could be situations where something is said abruptly or something is said out of anger. This could also be exposing in some sort of way, because when Jupiter and Pluto get together, there are times where the lid gets blown off of a situation. So things get exposed, secrets get exposed. Pluto has a lot to do with things that are underneath the surface, and when it connects with Jupiter in that sort of way, it has a way of just exposing that energy. And with the Mars stuff, we have to be mindful of violence. We have to be mindful of getting so angry that we do things or say things that we don't mean. So it's important to make sure that we're not allowing our tempers to get the best of us. With all of this, and because this pattern will be with us for a while, obviously the other planets will be going forward and moving away from the degree, but we'll be feeling this until June. So we'll have to be mindful of getting triggered very easily. There could definitely be a lot of flare-ups, and there could definitely be a confrontational energy to the air that we need to be mindful of as well. But I will say the great thing about this is it does help us take action on areas of our lives where we've gotten stuck, where something has to give and we need to find a solution to a long-standing problem that's just been sitting there. and festering. And hopefully you guys are able to find a constructive way to channel this energy and to release any stale periods in your life or resolve situations with those themes that I was just mentioning in the most healthiest way possible. The next day on the 22nd, we have a lot of confident energy in the air. Some that's constructive and some that may not be as constructive as we need it to be. The sun's going to connect with Mars in a harmonious alignment and Jupiter in a problematic alignment. And both those planets are still locked in a square with one another. Both those planets are still locked in a square with Pluto and the nodes. And so that grand cross energy will come through some of this. With the sun making that connection to Mars, this could be helpful in taking action on the things we've been stuck on. This could be helpful in getting out of ruts. This could be helpful in connecting with our true potential. An energy like this pumps our ego up in a good way. It pumps our confidence up in a good way, so we'll feel self-assured enough to take action on the tasks that need our attention. Also, with energy like this, it's great for seizing the day, seizing the moment. So if there's opportunities that we need to be taking advantage of, this is going to be excellent for actually going for the gold and staying the course, especially with Mars being in Leo and this being a sextile. Sextiles are great for taking action on things. It connected with the sun is going to be helpful with doing this in an intellectualized way as well, since the sun is in Gemini. Also with energy like this, speaking of the Gemini energy, this is a very social energy. So we may be in the mood to socialize despite that low grade emotional sensitivity. That's more background noise for us. An energy like this could be helpful in getting together with people. This could be helpful in wanting to let off steam by hanging out with others or going on an adventure and stuff, because this also promotes excitement-seeking behavior, but in a healthy way. And some of the energy can translate also into just working out and burning off energy in that sort of way. Also on a romantic level, this could be excellent for intimacy that's off the charts as well. So today could be a day of fun antics on all levels, and especially with that Jupiter situation. The sun's going to be in a semisextile with Jupiter, and this is a mixed bag energy because although it's fun and it promotes going out and enjoying yourself, it has its stuff to it that could be problematic. An energy like this produces an upbeat tone, so we could feel more jovial than normal. We could be interested in socializing as a result of this and going on an adventure. And so, of course, with that Mars energy that we have going on and all the other aspects in the background, this could be one of those days where we're really just going out and having a good time or doing something exhilarating at home as well. One of the other great things about this is it promotes being enthusiastic about education. So if you wanted to go on a learning fest today, this may be a way that you're taking an adventure. Sometimes you could take a journey through a book. Sometimes you could take a journey of the mind, watching a documentary or something else that's educational. So it may be helpful in that way if you're channeling the energy in that manner. However, an alignment like this on the lower expression, it promotes wafting levels of unjustified confidence. And so it could be a day of dealing with braggadocious types of people. It could be a day of dealing with people who believe that they're more superior than others. It could also be a period where we're going to have the urge to take risks, especially with that Sun sextile Mars situation, which is also healthy and it actually pays off. But we also need to keep in mind not to be overconfident about every situation. So if there's something that you're feeling is a sure thing, if you're not sure exactly where it's coming from, meaning that your confidence is coming from a place of euphoria, you might want to wait until you're feeling more logical to make a risky decision, because the Sun Jupiter in an alignment like this tends to make us feel like we're luckier than we really are, and it causes risks that backfire. So something to be mindful of. We have some mitigating factors, but if you're coming from a place of euphoria, try to wait until you're feeling more grounded and less grandiose in order to make a proper decision. On the 24th, the Sun is going to make a semisquare with Chiron. Venus is also going to make a square with Chiron. And the 25th, the Sun is going to make a semisquare with Venus. So unlike the situation we had on the 22nd with all of that confidence flying through the air, this is very different energy. And even though I just made those statements about the Sun-Jupiter situation, I would rather you guys feel confident than feel deflated, even if it may be wafting levels of arrogance. And so over the next bunch of days, with these planets all connecting in this way, it could feel very deflating. With the Sun making that semisquare with Chiron, we may have a hard time with self-expression. So there could be moments where we're doubting ourselves and feeling as though we're coming off in a way that people may not like, or people are viewing us in a way that's judgmental, but it's more so coming from a place of overthinking and feeling self-conscious about ourselves rather than actually being a truth. So we need to make sure that we're grounded. This might be a day to research better coping clothing skills or ways to improve your self-esteem, and to learn how to be more comfortable in your own skin. Again, this isn't an overnight thing. When we have alignments like this, it's a nudge to start working on that so we aren't feeling the way we're feeling about ourselves. I'm probably going to say that a couple more times throughout this podcast because of all the alignments that are coming up, especially all the Chiron stuff. And speaking of which, the Venus square Chiron situation, this could be looking at the importance of being in a healthier relationship. This could be a situation where we're not feeling valued in a relationship, and so we're starting to see where we're giving too much of ourselves to someone. Or it could be a day of feeling anxiety because we're not getting the respect needed in the relationship or being valued the way we should in the relationship, causing us to feel nervous about what's going to happen next as a result. And this is an alignment that teaches us that we don't need to shoulder the blame for other people's missteps in our relationships. And this can come up with money as well, where we're seeing that we need to work somewhere that values us and appreciates us for all the hard work and efforts that we do. But again, this is one of those alignments where you need to give yourself grace, and it's giving you that nudge needed to move forward in a direction that's going to be helpful for you, where you can heal yourself and those love life scenarios or financial scenarios that are bogging you down. The next day, the sun is going to make a semi-square with Venus, and this one, it can be a result of the other alignments because the other alignments tend to cause anxiety and tend to cause us to need validation in order to feel better, in order to get that ego boost, in order to pump ourselves back up again. And so the thing about this alignment is we could be looking for ways to get our confidence through other people rather than it coming from a place of self-worth. So instead of boosting our own confidence, we're looking for external validation from others in order to say, hey, you are worthy. Hey, you do matter. And with this being Venus, this has more to do with love life scenarios. It can deal with social situations like friendship, platonic situations like friendship, or even, family members and things like that. But mostly in this, it generally has a lot to do with romantic relationships. So it could be a day where if we're not hearing back from someone right away, we might not feel like ourselves. We might feel less confident than normal, resulting in reacting in a petty manner. And some of the ways where we might try to get some sort of validation might be through social media on this day. And again, as a result, if people aren't reacting right away, take it more personal than we need to. So this is one of those energies where it's giving you the nudge needed to work on self-worth issues, so that way you're creating your own internal validation and you're not needing it through other people. Luckily, on the 26th, Venus is making a sextile with Uranus. And the great thing about this is it motivates us to upgrade our circumstances. And that has a lot to do with our financial situations and our love life scenarios with this combination. So we could have the sudden urge to improve our circumstances. This could be a day of altering situations in our life that have been stagnant in a good way. Venus-Uranus connections can be unpredictable, but this is unpredictable in the best way possible, where all of a sudden we just decide that something may not be working for us, something needs to be improved, and something needs to be revamped in our lives. So through this, you could be looking at ways to revamp your love life if you're single. That way you're attracting the right types of people. That way you're getting with people who align with you. And how that can manifest is through opening up your options. This could be a time where you're looking at the alternatives. It's not saying that you have to veer away completely from your type, but this may be a time where you become more open to different types of people or hanging out in different scenes. That way you have an opportunity to meet new people and you're not running into the same types or the same 5 people that you see all the time in various different social functions. For those in committed unions, this could be a time to alter your relationship in a healthy way. So this could be a period of revitalizing things in your relationship, bringing more spontaneity to the relationship, going out on dates that are exciting and different from what you usually do, and trying new things with one another, and really just doing something out of the ordinary within your partnership. Venus is how we adorn ourselves, and combined with Uranus, we could make an update to our looks. This is one of those Venus-Uranus alignments that goes pretty well in terms of updating your looks. So this could be a time to play with hairstyles. This could be a time to play with accessories. This could be a time to just look at what you can do with your wardrobes. Summer's around the corner, so this could be a period for your summer wardrobe. Also, one of the cool things with this alignment is it's great for trend setting and doing something that's cutting edge when it comes to fashion. So this could be a period where we might be seeing a new thing come up that's cool and refreshing and something we might want to try out in terms of our appearance, in terms of the way we look with hair, nails, and fashion. On a financial level, this might be a period where we're more open to seeking out better opportunities. So this could be a time of looking for new jobs, jobs that suit you, places where you can make progress, or even hearing back from a place that maybe you thought you would never hear back from. It could be a place where you haven't heard anything in months, and then surprise, you end up getting some sort of email from them about, we'd like to talk to you, we'd like to interview with you. Uranus has a way of bringing in those types of surprises, especially stuff that seems like it was stagnant for a while, where suddenly something turns around for you job-wise. And speaking of surprises, also with this energy, it tends to bring in some financial gain. The funny thing with Uranus-Venus alignments is we can have some surprise luck when it comes down to financial situations. So this may be a situation where you're getting some surprise money. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen for everybody. Depending on how this alignment is connecting with your chart, this may be a day where something comes to you that's owed to you, or funds just pop up in various different ways that you weren't expecting. But the cool thing overall with this is it's abrupt financial gain. And over the rest of the weekend, the moon's going to be in Virgo, which should help us get back on track with our routines. So this could be a weekend of narrowing down our options and clearing away unnecessary distractions that prevent us from being the best versions of ourselves. We could also try to find ways to be useful and of service to others throughout this weekend. On Saturday, this moon will make connections to Venus and Saturn that are problematic, and it could show us where we need to address disappointment in committed relationships that are throwing us off course. But this moon will connect in harmony with Mercury and Jupiter, which will help us feel mentally sharp, but also give us the energy we needed to push through obstacles and feel social, regardless of what might be going on in the background. On Sunday, the tone changes because this moon will connect to Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune in an uneasy alignment that could cause us to feel like our moods are fluctuating. We could feel foggier than normal, so all that mental sharpness that we were experiencing the other day may not necessarily be there as much as it was. We'll have our moments where it is, because this moon will connect to Mercury and Venus and Uranus in a way that gives us an extra boost needed, so it may mitigate some of that fog that we're feeling and some of that meh feeling that we're having. So at least it gives us an extra boost needed to find alternate solutions to getting unstuck. But yeah, this was a wild week in the month of May, and we have one more to go. We still have some alignments ahead of us. But like I said in the beginning of the month, May will be anything but boring. Anyway, I hope you all have the best week ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.